Well, many of us spend our whole lives trying to figure out how to succeed. A lot of Alaskans think a well-known Anchorage man has figured out the secret of success because he truly looks obstacles in the face every day, never saying that he can't. Tonight, Matthew Simon introduces us to one of the most unique visions for success you'll ever hear.
Well, if you ask Chugach National Forest Supervisor Joe Meade what his vision for success is, he just smiles for a second. At first, you might say Joe's had a life full of limitations, but he sees his life quite differently from being limited. In fact, so many Alaskans seek advice from him because he's been able to beat every cliche naysayers throw at him. He credits his life motto, do things differently.
I may do things differently than most, but I can get most anything accomplished.
Accomplishing end goals differently is what makes Chugach National Forest Supervisor Joe Meade relish.
I find no value in getting to a goal successfully if you got there at the expense of everybody. But if you can get to the mountaintop through support and assistance from many and bring the many with you, that's success. That is being able to achieve a quality outcome.
In his 31-year U.S. Forest Service career, you could say Meade summited many mountains.
Forests in Oregon and Washington, our national headquarters in Washington, D.C. I've worked in our southern region out of Atlanta, into areas in Colorado and in New Mexico.
Even overseeing Colorado's largest wildfire ever. 2002's Hayman started southwest of Denver. A Forest Service employee actually set this fire and caused more than $40 million damage.
It burned through more than 150-some homes and created a great deal of complexity. And out of the ashes of the Hayman fire, we were able to frame very important collaborative solutions towards addressing hazardous fuels.
Solutions Meade's brought here to Alaska.
And there's hope in areas down the Kenai Peninsula.
For more than 5 years now, Alaska is more than the place he works.
Of any place I've ever lived, there is no place that has the natural bounty that Alaska has.
Meade considers the Chugach the most beautiful national park he's ever seen.
With the sighted guide, you're able to move around those obstacles in your path of travel.
You see, Joe Meade also sees differently.
I see the world both through the way I experience it, but also through the eyes of others.
Joe's eyes, specifically his optic nerves, were severed when he was only 17 years old. His girlfriend was driving them back from a picnic when their Jeep lost control.
Caught traction going slow as we were and just flipped end over end.
A 12-hour surgery reconstructed Joe's face.
Took a bit of time to piece back together off of a high school photograph my mom had given to the facial surgeon.
But his attitudes never needed any help.
The bigger idea, the bigger picture for me was, moving beyond. I just never fell into a long lapse of despair.
32 years later,
my mind is always creating an active movie of what I'm doing.
The Alaskan documentaries he watched growing up are now part of his daily sightings.
Strong memory and a very active recall of that memory of the landscapes that make up the state of Alaska.
A guiding vision Meade turns to, especially when someone tells him he can't.
That little twinkle comes into my eye and that little inspiration of, well, I can do that.
A can-do attitude Meade credits to the outdoor love his parents instilled.
Again, I'll come back to why it is so important that we get our kids today around the municipality connected to a love for their public land.
Lands Meade says he might oversee differently, but for him it's never been about choosing to let limitations rule his life. Instead, he's always turning any limitation into an opportunity.
Often we're limited very much by what's between our two ears. And I don't limit myself a lot. I don't have a lot of preset conditions that constrain what I do.
And that speaks to Meade's pet peeve, not valuing diverse viewpoints. He says, quote, "The more we become narrow and judgmental in our focus, the less we are able to find the magic and the personality and the outcome of a situation." As you heard, Meade credits the high value his parents placed on the outdoors with helping shape his character all during his lifespan. That's why he says it's so important for parents to take advantage of national park programs. We will link you to those on KTVA.com. In the studio, Matthew Simon, CBS 11 News.
A shining example for all of us.